You are listening to AM 1640, home of the World Gardening Federation and voice of the dirt. Live from AM 1640, you are tuning into the World Gardening Federation Radio Network. I am your host, your eyes and your ears on the concrete, Kip Sterling. And folks, tonight's high friction broadcast is brought to you in part by Cal Arlington's poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Hi, I'm Cal Arlington of Cal Arlington's poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novel emporium and warehouse. And due to a massive syntax error in my ordering software, I have accidentally ordered 20,000 copies of poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels, and I'm passing the savings on to you! Whoa, okay, a little early on the automation trigger there from the engineering department. My apologies, listeners. As I was saying, we are sponsored tonight by the Emporium, and they left a towering stack of these paperbacks right here on my broadcast desk. I've been flipping through the Lust and the Loom during the audio check, and let me tell you, the binding is literally falling apart in my hands. The grammar is a total disaster, and quite frankly, the dialogue is just incredibly poorly written. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Hi, I'm Cal Arlington of Cal Arlington's poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novel emporium and warehouse, and due to a massive syntax error in my shipping software, I have managed to get my hands on 20,000 poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels, and I'm passing the savings on to you! Hey, engineering! Would you mind fixing the gate on cart machine number 3? The automation is looping every time I describe the quality of the product. Turn the gate down on the auxiliary feed. I'm getting a headache before the opening bell even rings. Alright, let's try this a third time. We are passing those structural advertising savings straight on to you out there on the interstate. But let's shift focus down to the matching surface because the locker room down there is a total psychological battleground tonight, folks. I was walking through the staging area past 6 p.m. and the regional code inspectors were already snooping around the container yards with flashlights. There are dark, heavy rumors circulating through the garage that the entire heirloom pen has gone completely rogue. We are talking about unauthorized, high-friction, black market inputs crossing the state lines, and the administrative front office is turning a completely blind eye to it. It's a hostile takeover season out there on the slab, and frankly, the way the corporate suits are running this league is just dirt. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Hi, I'm Cal Arlington of Cal Arlington's poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels emporium and warehouse, and due to a massive syntax error in my shipping software, I've managed to get my hands on 20,000 poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels, and I'm passing the savings on to you! For the love of God, do not mention the prose. Do not mention the text. Do not mention anything poorly written. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels. Hi, I'm Cal Arlington of Cal Arlington's poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novel emporium and warehouse, and due to a massive syntax error in my shipping software, I have managed to get my hands on 20,000 poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smutty novels, and I'm passing the savings on to you! For the love of God, Greg, unplug the machine! Greg, reach under the desk and yank the tape player cord! Greg, no! Not the main mixing board! The auxiliary cart machine for AM 1640! It's gaining sentience! It's feeding on my exhaustion! God, Cal Arlington is aggressive! The man isn't just a sponsor, he's a localized environmental hazard! His voice is compressed so hard, it's practically clipping through the physical drywall of the studio! I'm 90% sure that syntax error didn't just break his ordering software, it fractured his entire grip on reality. He's not just passing the savings on to you, he's physically hurling them at your head through a low-frequency AM transmitter. unplugged yet? Why is the red auxiliary light still blinking, Greg? If I hear that man scream about 20,000 volumes of cheap prose one more time, I'm going to walk straight out of this industrial district seabed, pack up my 14-pound kitty-litter container of bootleg garden tonic, and go lock myself in the heirloom pen until the foliage completely swallows the deck. Listeners, if you are still with us on the WGF radio network, I can only apologize. The automation software has officially taken us hostage. My papers are scattered across the linoleum. Greg is currently wrestling with a tangled mess of unassembled copper wiring under the console, and I am terrified to use a single adjective before the opening bell rings. If I say the word poorly, I am 90% sure Cal Arlington will manifest in the room and physically liquidate my property lines. We aren't just broadcasting a wrestling match anymore, folks. This is a survival situation. The World Gardening Federation is officially off of the rails. You've got a host on the edge of a total breakdown, an engineer playing chicken with a live power outlet underneath the mixing board, and a corporate sponsor who is actively hunting us down through the auxiliary inputs. Every word of this stays on the broadcast master. Greg, keep the tape rolling. Don't you dare edit this out on the timeline. Let the listeners out there on the highway hear the absolute administrative and psychological breakdown of AM 1640. Wait, did you just try to troubleshoot the software out loud, Greg? Did you just say that the code on that machine is poorly written? Oh, poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smelly novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smelly novels. Poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smelly novels. Hi, I'm Cal Arlington of Cal Arlington's poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smelly novel emporium and warehouse, and due to a massive syntax error in my shipping software, I have managed to get my hands on 20,000 poorly written, cheaply made, dirty, smelly novels, and I'm passing the savings on to you! Oh, crap is right, Greg, because look at the timeline. The card machine didn't just play the ad. It just queued up 4 more blocks in the playlist. The buffer is full. The system is totally and completely compromised. Cal Arlington's voice print is officially baked into the motherboard. Greg, look through the double pane glass right now. I am staring past your workstation, past the monitor setup, straight out into the asphalt bay, and that monolithic block is casting a physical shadow over the entire parking lot. A 9x9 carton matrix, 81 heavy density boxes stacked straight up into the low-hanging rain clouds. It's not gonna fall over, Kip. The plastic wrap is heavy duty, but what you should actually be worried about is the administrative ledger. The front office signed the invoice. They accepted all 81 cases on the dock entirely in exchange for 10 radio advertisements. They signed for it entirely in smut? For 10 radio advertisements? That is a trade ratio of 405 books per commercial slot. The front office didn't just get ripped off, Greg. They gave him the ultimate discount code for our master frequency. We have only triggered 4 Cal Arlington landmines so far in the first 5 minutes of the timeline. That means there are 6 more automated voice print bombs currently floating around in the playback queue, just waiting for a single adjective to trip the gate. Well, they didn't just say any adjectives, Kip. Keep the play-by-play strictly to nouns and physical coordinates like you said. I'm trying to track the audio grid here. Oh, easy for you to say, Greg. You're sitting behind the safety of the console board. If a single competitor down in the heirloom pen looks up at the lights and says that their layout is looking cheaply made, the whole system is going to blow! Grab the floor jack, Greg. Get the industrial forklift. We have to rezone that 3-ton block of smut before it completely liquidates the concrete slab. Roll the heavy canvas chug. No adjectives, no descriptive words, Greg. Just hit the fader before the machine tracks my heart rate. too small, so I gave them a giant dose of Greg's Grow Dammit Garden Tonic, and now they're the size of my head. I looked at my wife's plants and said, "Grow, damn it!" and they looked up at me and told me how high. Greg's Grow Dammit, get some behind the concession stand from the 55-gallon drum. Ladies and gentlemen, loyal listeners, welcome to the main event on the moist, muddy, meticulously managed matching surface. Introducing first, from the southeast corner of the concrete deck, weighing in at a whopping weighty, well-fed 143 grams, he is the heavy-density horticultural hardware, the sultan of the soil, the juggernaut of the juiced-up juicy heirlooms, Hulk Hogan! And his opponent, emerging from the cold, calculating corporate corridors, an aerodynamic, high-tier, high-price tag hybrid engine of aggression, the titan of the turf, the monarch of the monopoly, Contessa F1! Ladies and gentlemen, stalks and stems, before these two genetic titans collide for the main event, this evening, the Athletic Commission requires me to establish the official parameters of this standard contest. Rule number 1. This is a standard contest requiring a traditional 3-count pinfall or a clean compliance submission on this raw deck. Rule number 2. All competitors must stay on the slab barring a referee's count of 10. Any produce failing to return to the matching surface within the time limit will face administrative forfeiture. Rule number 3. There are no outside props allowed inside the squared circle. No folding chairs, no heavy-duty agricultural hardware, and no foreign objects. Now, we all know the wellness program went completely out the window weeks ago. So whatever internal turgor pressure you are packing is between you and your maker. But keep your hands off the arena equipment. The rules are set. The crowd is jacked. And for the thousands in attendance behind the concession stands and the millions listening at home on AM 1640. Let's get ready to rumble!